and you set your CDC database, you set your English measurements and not metric, and you've linked your tracking record, every database that you open will open to these settings unless you change them. So let's get started. You can, again, minimize this so that you actually see your screen, and you'll see part of your screen as well as looking at the PowerPoint. Or actually, for me, I'm just going to actually minimize this so you could see my screen in its entirety. So let's get started. So EPI Info is installed, and usually you'll see an EPI Info icon or a shortcut added to your desktop. That icon actually opens up the larger program of EPI Info, and I'll show you that. And it usually looks like right here. You'll usually see that program, and that is the main program. You see it does lots of different things, and we only want a sub-program out of that, and that's the nutrition program. And you can get to it such as like that. If you want to put a shortcut on your computer for just the nutrition portion, you can go ahead and click your programs, go to the EPI Info folder, click on that, and then now what I'd like for you to do is right-click on that, and you'll see the word copy. Now you're going to left-click copy, select it. Now click on my desktop. I'm going to right-click my mouse. Let me close on that. I'm going to right-click my mouse, and I'm going to say paste and select by left-clicking with my paste shortcut. And then you'll see the EPI Info Nutrition one. And so the main EPI Info one, you could just go ahead and put in the recycle bin, but this is the one you want, the EPI Info Nutrition. It brings you right there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that to open EPI Info Nutrition. I believe when you first start, you'll see a different database. I believe this has been changed a little. And you'll see an ID number, and go ahead, and you might have like maybe a couple entries from CDC. And so to set up the database, what you first need to do is go into Tools and then go to Options. All right, so this is where, again, you want to be able to shrink the video so you can run your EPI Info at the same time and see my video at the same time, so you can make sure all the right things are clicked. So you'll see the CDC database for 1978 is selected. The CDC has currently updated it to the 2000, which includes a variety of different races, which leads to better data and better information. Plus it adds BMI. So we'll click that, and it's going to give you this pop-up box that says, do you want to do this? It's going to change, which many of the statistical calculations are based. It's going to change your growth standards that you already have in. And you say, yes, I do want to do that. And then what you want here is name, birth date, age, height, weight. Edema is selected. You don't need edema. You don't need head circumference. You don't need arm circumference. You may want notes. I'll leave that in. Height for age, weight for age. We're not looking at weight for height right now anymore. We are actually looking at body mass index for age, and that will plot for you. And we want the percentiles, and we don't need the z-scores. That's a statistical calculation. What you want here selected is new entries default to today's date. We don't want that, because that means that you'd have to enter all your dates on the same date. It just defaults to the same date. You could, if you were actually measuring and putting your kids on one day, you could actually go ahead and put that. And I'll explain a little bit more about that, but currently, right, just unclick it. And then you can enable delete button. So what you want to do right now maybe is pause your video and put it to the side and make sure that you have all these things selected. Click the Units tab next, and we want to convert this to English American. And the age on the graph is going to be years and months, The date is, you'll see here, your standard way to display the date. And I want English and English, and that's already selected. So now for graphs, you want to look through and you want to make sure you use current ID. We're not plotting all the males and all the females on one graph. We're looking at each individual child. That's what that means. And I want English. And this is adolescent weight for age. Basically, this is weight for age, and this is not infant. Stature for age is height for age. And we want to make sure it's current ID in English, and body mass index, current ID in English. Okay, so that's basically it for setup, is making sure that those items are clicked. And now we just click OK. And you have changed the CDC 2000 database. And you do the current values that are already in this, it's asking, do you wish to convert those? And you would say, yes, I do. Okay. So what you have here is there's already one example already placed in the database, the sample database here. And you'll see the information already calculated on the side. And we'll go through that in more detail.